Luksong Baka. At the start of the game, there should be one player called Taya, and the player should avoid the contact or falling over the baka player while jumping over. All players are to jump over the baka until all the players have jumped. Luksong Tinik. Two players serve as the base of the tinik by putting their right or left feet together. A starting point is set by all the players, giving enough runway for the players to achieve a higher jump so as not to hit the tinik. Agawan Base. There are two teams assigned for each base, and the goal of each team is to tag the other team's base using their feet, then shouting base. It is usual practice to guard your base by one of two person, while others are running to tag opponent players or their base. Shato. At the start of the game, the base player places the short stick horizontally and across the hole and position the long stick in the middle of the short stick and hit the latter as strong as he or she can to the direction of the opponent. Buwan-buwan. A rough circle is drawn on the ground and one person from the group is tagged. He is not allowed to enter the circle but instead has to touch one of the people inside the circle. Kadang-kadang. The game is to walk on stilt from the starting line to the finish line. The length to be traveled is 100 meters. The player who ends early is the winner. Patintero. Each team is composed of 4 players. Winning the toss entitles the players on the team to be runners. The tagger stands 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 1 can go anywhere to tag the runners. Taggers 2, 3, and 4 tag the runners as they cross the lines or as they get near them. As soon as one of the runners crosses the line 4, he returns the lines 2 and call out Tubi, a point scored in favor of his team. Sangkayaw. Each team is composed of 10 to 12 players. At a given signal, the first player of each team walks with his coconut shell towards his goal line. A team whose player falls twice is disqualified. (10-20). One pair faces each other from a distance and has the garter stretched around them in such a way that a pair of parallel length. Each level begins with the garter at ankle height and progress to higher positions with the players jumping nimbly on the garters while doing their routines. Tumbang Preso. The Taya is obliged to catch another player to take over their position of running after the team that keeps from throwing away by the strikes of the players. As for the players, they have their whole time striking the team can and running away from the Taya, keeping themselves safe with their pamato since making the team fall down helps another player from recovering. Sipa. The object being used to play the game is also called sipa. The sipa is then thrown upwards from the player toss using their foot. The player must count the number of times they was able to kick the sipa. The one with most numbers of kicks wins the game. Palo Sebo. Contestants try to climb the pole in turns to secure the prize, and anyone who fails to reach the top is disqualified. The winner is the one who succeeds in reaching and untying the prize or retrieving the flag will win. Pollen. This game is where players should hold the ball called pollen in their hands, then throw it to hit the player's ball out of the playing area. Whoever obtained the most marbles wins the game. Players can also win the game by eliminating their opponents by aiming and hitting this marble. Player needs to be very accurate to win. Taguan. Decide among your group who is the first or eighth. The eighth person gets to decide base, and from there, he or she closes his or her eyes while singing the Taguan song. By that time, other players must find a place to hide. Hiding players can save themselves by touching the base while the eighth person is looking. Once they save themselves, they cannot be called. Bahay Kubo. They are split into pairs with each pair facing each other. Members from both pairs face the centers. The two pairs are perpendicular to each other. Each pair then does a hand clapping routine while singing Bahay Kubo or Leron Leron Sinta. In the middle of the song, each pair exchanges routines with the other.
Trumpo. A trumpo uses a string wrapped around it to get the necessary spin needed. The player must roll the cord around the trumpo from the metallic tip up. Langit Lupa. Langit Lupa is a game where the eat chases other players to get them to eat. Players allowed to run on the ground or lupa and climb with objects or langit. It can only tag players who are on the ground and not those who are on higher objects. Ubusan ng lahi. The tagger player from the main group automatically becomes an ally of the tagger. The more players, the better. The game will start with only one eat and then try to find and tag other players. Saranggola. This game played usually every windy season in empty places. Saranggola is usually made of string, paper, and stick. They can be of any form, and the important thing is, it can freely fly. This game become popular in every corner of the country and further become a kite fight. Luksong Lubid. Two people will hold the end of the rope, while the rest of the people will fall in a single line. One person must go first, then all of the people must follow what the first person did. Piko. Throwing a stone on the marked area. If the player steps on the line, they stop and let the next player try. They have to wait until their next try to try again. The first player to reach the last box wins. Tug of war. An equal number of players pick up each end of the rope. The players begin tugging the rope when the referee gives the signal, and each player pulls backwards as hard as they can, and the teams continue pulling until the center of the rope, tape or mark crosses where the referee is standing will win.
And that's it. Thank you everyone for watching my video. I hope you learned a lot, and after this video you will play with your friends, but make sure to be safe. Bye and thank you.